Okay, welcome back, folks. We're in the final third match of the third week of Grand Arena, and this is what the matchup looks like right now. There's Darth Elite and me. Both of us are in the finals right now. Darth Elite, just like my previous opponent, Sikanak, is also from the guild Mighty Chlorians, and both of us are pretty evenly matched up. We have He has all the characters that I have pretty well geared as well, all the main characters. R7 Grievous, R7 Anakin, and a triple Zeta'd General Skywalker as well, and a pretty good Galactic Republic team. A decent amount of G12s, G13s, and Zetas are almost the same as me. I do have him slightly beat on the mods department, but look at this: the offensive and undersized and defensive record. He's probably as good as me on the offensive side, and defensive is actually even better, which means that unlike my previous opponent Sikanak, who had a really high offensive record, 137 and only 44 defensive holds, my opponent goes extremely heavy on defense, just like me. So it's going to be one of those matches which has really tough defenses on both sides, and probably neither of us are going to clear each other. But those are the kind of matches I enjoy the most. So looking forward to that. He does have more relics than me as well, more relic characters. But let's see how the matchup goes. So let's take a quick look at my opponent's roster before we go get into the actual board itself. So like I mentioned, my opponent runs a pretty well modded and well relict um, Galactic Republic team, and his mods are he's got pretty decent speed on all his characters, and he's got the right characters modded well, and he sets a really tough defense because he's got so many defensive holes. So we need to think of we need to strike the right balance in terms of setting defenses and clearing them. So let's go ahead and take a look at my current opponents and how he's performed on my defenses. So I went ahead and set defenses, and it's within a couple of hours of the attack phase opening up. My opponent has gone ahead. Darth Elite, he's gone ahead and cleared my zones and finished his attack. And but he wasn't able to clear me. So this is what the board looks like. Let's go through all the defenses that I set, and I set a really tough defense, which is my usual style. I set Skywalker and a Grievous team out front. Grievous team with the IPD this time for that extra target lock synergy. Both these teams were one shot. And at the bottom, I set my new team with the Sunfac and Dooku and Jango as the other separatist. Plus, um, I kept Shore as a pre-taunter, and that was one shot as well. Did take three battles on my Darth Revan team, which makes me believe that I think he took his Darth Revan against my General Skywalker, and then finished this off with his Galactic Republic, and maybe it took a couple of battles to clean up after that. Um, at the top, I'd kept Evox with Nest and Geos with Droidica, and both were one shot as well. So after all of this, he had, I think he was probably exhausted in terms of offense, and took a couple of battles against my JTR team, and wasn't able to clear my Kira Scoundrel team. Now, the Kira Scoundrel team is one of those teams which almost always gets one shot in my defense. Um, so it's one of those teams like Jedi Knight Revan or Geos, where if you have the right counter for it, you can very easily one shot it. But if you don't have that counter, it's one of those extremely survivable teams which can get really tough to take down. It's not one of those teams that you can whittle down piece by piece, like Grievous or uh, or some other team like that. You can take multiple battles against it, and you can whittle them down. But this is not one of those teams. It's an extremely survivable team. So I think my opponent is done for his offense, and 1586 is the final score. Now, doing some calculation, obviously, if I clear his board, I win. But if I am not able to clear his board, and there's one section remaining, and I've got one team remaining, then I need to get an average of about 45 banners per match in order to beat my opponent. If I have two teams remaining in a single zone, then I need to get an average of 55 banners per match to win. So that's going to be my goal. I'm going to obviously attempt to clear the zones first, all the zones first. But if I'm not able to, if there's one team that I can leave out or a couple of teams that I can leave out in a zone, then I have to get at least 55 efficiency per team in order to win. So that's what I'm going to do. And I bet he's going to have a really tough defense at the back as well over here, just because I think that's his playing style, setting tough defenses. So it's going to be interesting. So in the front, he's got Geos and Clone Team, which makes me believe he used his General Skywalker along with the Galactic Republic. And below over here, he's got his new team with Wampa and Watt over here, which is an interesting combination. And he has a crew team over here. So let's clear this zone first and see what's at the back, and before we move on any further. So I'm going to go ahead with the crew team first, and I think I'm going to mirror match it. I think my team is faster, so I'm going to stun his crew and get the turn meter train rolling. And let's see, let's try to get rid of one of these guys. First order SF. Okay, let's give some more turn meter. Let's reduce some more turn meter. Let's keep the taunt on crew. Dispel him. Not yet. Let's just get rid of him then. Okay, so he's gotten rid of. Let's see if we can't land a stun on this guy. And I'm going to give this to crew so that he can put crew on timeout again. And then I'm going to start attacking first order. Well, let's keep the taunt on crew and attack him with the debuff on basic. Let's try to stun. Almost done. Okay, so that guy is gone. Let's reduce some turn meter over here and get rid of Fox before we work on the Kylos. Let's get some more turn meter to everyone. Let's pass this on to crew. Let's use a basic. Big hit on Fox. He's doing a lot of damage, and my executioner, my first order officer, is almost gone. Well, let's take care of him first. Let's dispel this and stun him again. Okay, it won't be good banners, but we're not really bothered about banners since this is not going to be an efficiency game. Let me just pass this on to him. Yeah, as long as I'm able to clear him, I should be pretty comfortable. There we go. Almost done. Let's pass this over to him. And this should be at 57 banners. 56. I think I missed out on 4 of them. I think one of them was not in full health. I think probably my first order officer. Okay. Goal is at least 55 banners per match, so that I can afford to leave one team at the end if I don't have enough offense. Now, what do we do about the Wampa and Newt team? This is going to be a tough team. I think I always underestimate new teams and end up paying for it. And I think the reason the Wampa isn't there is so that it can't be CLS. But despite that, I think I'm going to take in my CLS over there and try to get rid of Watt first, and then the others. So let me do that. Let me take my CLS team in there, and I'm going to go in with Captain Han Solo just because he's got days on basic, which is going to be useful on Wampa as well as Dooku. So let's go in with this team and try to take out Watt in the first attempt. All right, so that was done. Now let's see if we can't work on Wampa. Reduce some turn meter, reduce some more turn meter on everyone, and let's just get rid of Wampa first. Well, we don't need to use anything else right now. Let's dispel everyone. Okay, these guys luckily. Okay, so let's now try to get rid of first this guy. So we've got the ability block on Scarif level Pathfinder, so he's not going to taunt yet. Let's pass this back to Han, and let's taunt. Oh, I should have gotten rid of. Anyway, yeah, because extortion is going to prevent this guy from taunting. So I'm just going to get rid of the extortion for now. And see if we can't. Yeah, these guys go really fast with extortion. That's the problem. It's going to come back again. Let's try to see if we can't get rid of him. Man, too many stuns. This team is no joke to take out. Okay, let's just get rid of that guy. And let's stun Dooku and try to get rid of him first. Okay, Han is gone. Let's heal some more. And let's get rid of him for the first time. Alright, Dooku, time for you to go. The rest of the team can be cleaned up pretty easily. So I wanted this to be a one-shot. Banners wise, this is probably a really bad team. 50 banners. But at least it was a one-shot. I don't know if my other teams could have done it in one shot. There we go. He's got his Jedi Knight Revan over here. And that's why he struggled so much on my teams, because he wasn't able to. So then what did he use on my Grievous? This is interesting. So that means he used probably Darth Revan or Galactic Republic on my Grievous. Or maybe he used his own Grievous over here. So we'll... Alright, so we can come back to this later about what we want to take against this Jedi Knight Revan team. There's no tank over here, so we may be able to get rid of this. But what else do we have here? We've got an old Ben team with L3 and Vandor, which is interesting. It's actually interesting to face unique comps like this. All right, so we'll come back to this one. But let's go in here and see what we want to do against these guys. So the clones are tough. I do have my Padme team left, and I also have my Night Sisters. Night Sisters I can probably use against the Geos, and then I can use probably my Treya and Thrawn against the clones, because the clones assist a lot. I think the Treya Thrawn team might work over there, but let's get rid of the Geos first. Let's see how fast these Geos are. 275. So my Thrawn is gonna outspeed them. Oh, but no, I'm planning to take Sisters against these guys. So let's do that. Let's take Mother Talzin lead and try to get rid of the Geos with that. Let's try to land a stun. Alright, let's start with Plague on everyone. Actually, I should have waited for the Plague, because this guy is going to clear it. Okay, let's dispel this. Try to land a stun over here. Stun. Some more plague. Just have to get the plague to spread. Alright, now let's, we've got 2 deaths done, so we just have to build our Daka's health with all these revives from Mother Talzin lead. This should, yeah, okay. So let's do some more revives, and keep building up Daka's health. Some more revives. Okay, now let's bring everyone back. Some more plague. Let's see if we can't get rid of this one. This one should get Asajj back. Excellent. And now this one should take care of Brute. There we go. Now it's just a question of recovering full health on everyone. And we can do that with this. And this should take care of everyone now. Alright, so sisters are a decent counter always to Geos, especially Talzin lead. You're not going to end with full banners on them, but if you want to save your Treya for something else, you can always use Talzin lead if you're not keeping your sisters on defense. In the last match, I kept my sisters on defense, and my opponent got 59 banners against them. Might have used a really good team, but you know, I've modeled my sisters really well, and it felt like a waste leaving them on defense. But at least this way, I'm able to take out a tough team and save my Treya for something else. So I was thinking of using my Treya against the clones. I don't know if it'll be successful, but let me try that. I've got my Treya. Let's see what other Sith I have that I can use. Yeah, I think I'll just go with Savage. Savage Repress just for sniping someone when they're below 50% health, and Thrawn for the Fracture, and Treya for Isolate. So let's think about what we want to do. So I think I'm going to isolate. Let's see. Maybe I think I want to isolate fives. Fracture Rex maybe if I can, and then try to get rid of Shakti first. Yeah, let's see if this one is successful. So they're going to go first. All right, so we've got a fracture available, but I think I'm going to pass this over to Treya so that she can isolate fives, and then let's start working on Shakti. I'm going to fracture Rex, keep them in control. So isolating fives has an additional advantage because he doesn't counter when he's attacked as well. But what's going to happen is once Echo goes below full health, because he will counter, fives will sacrifice himself then. So then these guys are going to get crazy health and protection, and very crazy stats. Okay, so at least Shakti is down. I'm going to try working on fives, although I have a feeling that Echo is going to sacrifice himself soon. Let's try to land an ability block over here and a daze, because we don't want Rex to get his annihilate ability off. Okay, so now I'm going to dispel this, which is going to give ability block on Rex. So So that's going to keep him in check. Let's pass this over to Nihilus, and we can annihilate 5s and then work on Rex pretty comfortably. Okay, let's just fracture him so that he doesn't snipe anyone from under us. And let's isolate Echo since we don't want him assisting. Okay, this should be a simple enough cleanup. Ability block, excellent. Have to prevent that annihilate ability at all costs. Okay, let's see if we can't top up someone, probably Traitor. Let's fracture this one. And annihilate should be coming up shortly. Alright, that takes care of Echo. Now it's just a question of cleaning up this one. Okay, so that's done. Clones are usually tough. It's not a good idea to underestimate them. And if you can take in something heavy against them, it's better to do that. Some other counters to clones, and this version of clones is the toughest version, which is with Barris and with Rex lead. Obviously, ignoring General Skywalker version of clones. If you're running clones with Shakti, put Rex lead and put Barris in there, and that makes the team tougher to take out. But as you saw over here, Traitor is a really good counter to that, and CLS can work against them as well. But yeah, you have to be really careful, especially if they're highly geared and relict. Okay, let's see what's behind, and then we can decide what to take against them at the back. All right, so it's not too bad. It's just a bounty hunter team, and which is fast, but I think we can take care of them. And we've got a Karth team with Nest. But it's a pretty fast Nest. And then, so the toughest team over here is the Jedi Knight Revan team. So we have to figure out what we want to take against that. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try my Padme team against the Jedi Knight Revan. Just because of all the assists that both Jedi Knight Revan lead gives, as well as Jolie and Basti and even Hermit Yoda. All of these guys have assists. So that should make my Padme team a little tougher to take out with all the bonus protection that they'll be getting. And I've got both Shakti as well as Jedi Knight Anakin who can dispel buffs, which these guys run on. Let's see. I mean, I'm going to take in, let's see which Galactic Republic I have. Got these guys, and let me see if I have any others that I can put in their place. I think instead of C3PO, I might want to go with the Barris, because C3PO is pretty weak, and if he's focused down, I don't know if he'll be able to survive. So I'm going to take these guys in, and hopefully these guys will be able to do the job. Okay, they're going to go first and mark someone. We just hope it's not the wrong person. Okay, Barris, we can live with that. Okay, let's give protection up. All right, let's cleanse, because I don't want this buff immunity on this guy. And let's cleanse him. All right, now let's start with the attack on Grandmaster Yoda. And I've got 12 stacks, so let me point at this guy and do this big AoE. So Savior has triggered, and we need to get Grandmaster Yoda down, or even better, if we can get Jolie down. 16 stacks, which he's got foresight. so that's not going to hit him. But this can't be evaded. The basic can't be evaded. So let's do the basic. There we go. Let's get rid of this foresight. Okay, surviving so far. Who do we give protection up to? Let's heal up Barris a little bit. Oh no, this calls someone to assist, right? Okay, nobody has many stacks, so let's just do a basic. And let's get some retribution on everyone. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind this one getting marked. All right, let's call everyone and see if we can't take care of Jolie. I need to build up some stacks of courage, because otherwise these guys are not going to do anything much. Let's heal up Barris. Protection up. $15 stacks. Okay, there. Now we are much more in a better position now. Just need to get rid of Yoda. This can't be evaded, so let's reduce some health on Yoda. And perfect. That's what we're waiting for. All right, that's done. And let's see if we can't. Yeah, let's just finish it off. Okay, so 55 banners, and we took out the toughest team remaining. So this was a good outcome. I think Barris was a good choice. I think C-3PO definitely would not have survived, and yeah, we would have definitely lost him and lost the healing on crit immunity that Barris gives. Okay, let's the Old Ben team is a relatively simple team. Let's take out the next toughest team, which is going to be the Bounty Hunter team. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take in my Wampa with Watt, because Watt, especially with Wampa, if I give the weapon stack to him, he prevents revives, and a couple of these guys can revive, Boba and Jango both. And if they get the Bounty Hunters resolved, then all of them can revive again. So it'll be good to have that. So I'm going to take in my Basti lead, because that's what I usually like to do. And against Jango, Basti lead is good because it prevents debuffs from sticking on these guys. So let's go ahead and do this. So these guys are going to go really fast. So I'm going to first go ahead and give the weapon stick to Wampa, just in case I'm not able to later, in case these guys kill him. Okay, so let's get rid of Jango once and for all. Not yet. Okay, this should get rid of Jango. There, he's gone and he's not going to come back. And now let's give the taunting tech to our tank, Juhani. And then let's call Wampa to assist on Bosk, which is great. All right, let's take care of Boba. No revives there. Stun. There we go. This is almost too easy. All right, let's yeah, this can go on anyone. Let's do another heal. I'll probably get 59 banners over here. Yep, full protection and health on everyone with the exception of Watt. All right, so that was an easy enough match. We have Jedi Knight Revan as well to use against this team. The Nest is, yeah, I think Jedi Knight Revan is probably the best team I have to take out Nest. So I'm just going to go in with that team. And I've got a couple of other Old Republic characters that I'm not using anywhere, which is going to be Mission and Zalbar. So let's do something interesting. Let's use this team, but instead of Ezra, I'm going to use Mission and Zalbar. So this is something which I tested initially when this came out, when Jedi Knight Revan came out. Tried running a full Old Republic team with Mission and Zalbar as well. And obviously the meta has shifted to all Jedi under Jedi Knight Revan, but these guys have some pretty good synergy with under a Jedi Knight Revan lead itself. So as you can see over here, all Jedi and Old Republic allies gain the speed, crit chance, and offense benefits. And the offense boost, in this case, it's going to be, I think, about 20 plus 15, 35% offense boost that mission gets is actually pretty deadly. And before General Skywalker, Jedi did not really have any days. So putting a dazer like mission in a Jedi Knight Revan team actually was pretty potent. And obviously, I used to run Basti over here instead of Grandmaster Yoda. But in Zalbar, you have a very reliable taunt, and you've got someone who hits really hard with mission. Um, and yeah, the reason I'm taking Jedi Knight Revan obviously against Nest is because with his leadership, he'll reduce health on basics. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's actually just focus down on Nest and finish her off. Basic. And I'm going to, let's see, apply a, okay, let's just go into hiding for now. And basic. Let's dispel all of that. So, maybe I should have finished mission first, but that's fine. Okay, that was let's keep going with basics. There we go. Zalbar is an extremely sturdy tank over here. Let's go with this guy, finish him off. And he's under stealth, so there's going to be no retribution over here. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can't finish him off. There you see, with the offense bonus that Jedi Knight Revan lead gives, mission hits extremely hard, which is amazing. There we go. Look at that. Let's save the mark for now. Let's finish this guy off. And then we can go with basics over here to reduce his Nest's health. Well, actually, we didn't even need to do that. Okay, not great banners, but I wasn't really going for banners in any case. Just wanted to try something different out, which is basically mission and Zalbar under Jedi Knight Revan. And we had enough teams, so we could afford to do that kind of stuff. All right, so we have our bounty hunter team, our trooper team, as well as our EP team. So I'm going to use EP over here against these guys. Even if I'm not able to clear it up in one shot, I can always double shot it. So I'm just taking a tank over here, and then yeah, Basti, EP, Vader itself will be more than enough to clear this team. We do have Vandor in there, but that's fine. I think we should be able to clear this no problem. Some stuns. All right. I'm not going to touch L3 for now. Let's just go after Vandor. Let's reduce some more turn meter. Let's save the shock AoE for now. Taunt and get rid of Vandor. Let's get rid of IG-88. Okay. Another great thing about using EP against a cleanser like L3 is because anytime that you hit her, she's going to start cleansing all debuffs on her, which gives plenty of turn meter to the whole team. All right, let's land a stun. There's really not much damage on this team with the exception of IG-88. And we should get rid of IG-88 pretty soon over here. All right. Let's get rid of Chopper. And another good reason to take EP against these guys was because both Chopper as well as um, Old Ben are rebels, and Old Ben is a Jedi as well. And in each of the turns with EP is unique, they lose 20% health. So Chopper, every time he took a turn, he was losing 20% health, and Old Ben was losing about 40% every time he took a turn. Let's put him out of his misery, and there we go, 59 banners. Basti is a great addition under EP, so it's always a good team to use. So I'm surprised my opponent didn't keep Grievous on defense because he had a good Grievous team, but probably felt that he needed it in offense to take out some of my teams. So let's see how much we ended up with. 1886, which I think is good for the level of defense that I went up against. I think 1886 is a good outcome. I one shot everything with about 55 to 59 banner efficiency on everything, and I think I had just about enough offense left over. Um, so I had my bounty hunter team left over without Django, of course, and I had my trooper team left over, so they could be used for a good cleanup in case any of my teams had failed. Plus, I had Evox as well, which I usually don't like to use on offense. But yeah, I think this was a good outcome. I really enjoyed this match. Pretty pretty entertaining. I mean, especially for the kind of defense that I set, which is tough enough to prevent my opponent from clearing me and one-shotting my opponent's defense at the same time. It's a pretty satisfying feeling. So my opponent, Darth Elite 720, he actually did reach out to me earlier on a YouTube comment. So in my last video, I'd also faced someone from the same guild, Mighty Chlorians, and in my last matchup, um, I had delayed my offense a little bit against Sikanak, and it took a while for the video to upload. But in that meantime, my opponent had Darth Elite 720 had gone ahead to my first video that I'd posted and then left a comment in there. And what he mentioned was so Elite 720 he mentioned that no second stream. So I think he was anxious because he wanted to see what kind of strategies or you know what kind of teams I would use, just so that he could get some info for his matchup with me. And he insinuated that I was cheating. So do you cheat? Which I found hilarious. You know, I probably am going to be the last person to cheat. A, because I don't know how to. I do all of my streaming on directly from the phone. I don't even have a you know OBS or Streamlabs or BlueStacks or any emulator installed on my PC. I do all my streaming from the phone. And B, I really have no need to cheat. I mean, I'm least bothered about Kyber or or getting into or winning and all that. I mean, I've been streaming non-stop all my GA matches for the last 6 months or so, from when regular Grand Arena was there. So I've streamed both my losses as well as my wins. So this is something which I found hilarious. But yeah, just a quick message to Elite 720 that you know just because you know just if you lose, your first reaction shouldn't be that thinking that the opponent has cheated. Sometimes you know you just get outplayed, and you know it's perfectly fine. You just have to accept a loss gracefully at times. I mean, I've been beaten about 5 or 6 times in my Grand Arena matches, both Grand Arena championships as well as the regular ones before. And they were all by opponents who were really good, and I was really outplayed in all those times. And those are the matches that I really enjoyed the most and learned the most from. So I think that's something that you know I would recommend my opponent also learns a little bit from that. But it's but yeah, but I have to congratulate him on setting a good defense and giving me an entertaining time. It was definitely one of the most enjoyable matches I've had. So all the best to you, Elite 720, and you know hope we run into each other again sometime in the future. So that's it for today, and for the third week of Grand Arena. Let's see. I think we have completed most of our feats. We are yeah, we just have to finish some squad arena battles, but otherwise I just need to clear 4 more territories, and then I think we are done with the feats. with the exception of any other new feats which may come up sometime in the future. But as of now, we are about 500 rank or so. I've lost one match in this season, so we do have a shot of Kyber if we win the other three. But let's see. The fourth week typically tends to be pretty brutal, just because you're facing off with other opponents who've also had a pretty good win record. Because you'll be in the all of us would be in the same division, which is going to be the Chromium division. So, or sorry, Orodium division, because I think all of us are going to be in the Orodium League in week 4. So we're going to get some pretty interesting matchups. So looking forward to that. So join me again in 2 or 3 days as we start week 4. Till then, I will catch you guys later.